What's up, y'all? Back at it again with another NC90 Talk. I'm Lucas, and this is my papa, Carlos.
What's up?
Today, we're going to go over the very dominant and sweet win against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night in front of the whole country.
Whole world.
Whole world. Probably.
Sure.
This game was 42-10.
Okay.
You know, nationally televised. You know, a lot of people around the world was watching this, the most watched Sunday Night Football game of all time.
Yep.
You know, couldn't get nothing better than that. And then we're going to go preview the Week 6 matchup against the Browns in Cleveland. Rainy day. Yep.
The Dogs.
But let's just talk about that sweet win first. All right. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. 4 touchdowns. Very efficient game. He only had really one bad throw the whole game. It was, you know, behind Ayuk.
Behind Ayuk, yeah.
So, him to just show the world and against the Dallas Cowboys defense, which people have been saying is the best defense, saying better than the Niners, which we're going to talk about for sure.
Yeah.
He balled out. And, of course, the weapons, you know, Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle, like you said, he's going to show up. Kittle had 3 touchdowns, 3 catches, 67 yards. And that one flea flicker, the double flea flicker, Kyle Shanahan was in his bag. This was like an all-around game where they were almost flawless on both sides of the football, and the coaching was just on another level. The defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks, was on another level. The play caller, Kyle Shanahan, was calling the best plays they can have against a defense like the Cowboys. And let's not act like the Dallas Cowboys defense is not good. It's just this offense, what we've been talking about, is on a whole nother level. So what do you think about this game?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
we were hearing it the whole entire year since week 1, since they destroyed the Giants, they destroyed the Jets, they destroyed New England Patriots, they lost to the Cardinals, and to be honest with you, I'm not surprised about this whooping. I'm not surprised because we're better than the Dallas Cowboys. Straight up. From top to bottom. I don't know if I said it last week, but I'm just going to say it again. Dallas defense relies too much on one player. And that is?
Micah Parsons.
That's it. After him, all the layers like an onion, there's nothing there. It's all hollow. You cancel him out, it's a done deal. And I think that was probably the most dominant performance the Niners have had, I don't know in how long, against a very, per se, well-known team. Top 5 defense.
Yeah.
And
they have weapons. Let's not act like they don't have weapons. But the quarterback, Dak Prescott. So.
We're talking about they beat a team that for most of the year people are, crowning them to go to the Super Bowl. Every year is the Super Bowl. This is their year. They have the best defense. This is the most dominant performance I've seen the Niners on a, per se, well-known team. It wasn't like a scrub team. You can't say it's a scrub team. And I'm sorry. This whole narrative of like, why did the Dallas Cowboys lose? Was it Dak? Was it the offensive line? Was it the defensive line? You know why they lost? Want me to tell you why they lost? Niners. That's why they lost. Niners came and just smacked them. They were more aggressive. They were more, they were faster. They hit them harder. From the very first play, very first offensive play for the Niners, they did a 15-yard play penalty. They grabbed the, CMC's face mask. From there on, I knew it was just downhill. Why? Because they were mentally prepared, and yet they were talking so much.
And they're still talking.
And they're still talking.
Micah Parsons, I don't know what's with these guys.
You guys talk so much throughout the whole week. The Niners, all they did was just another game for us. And I'm pretty sure to them inside, it was like, this is personal.
They heard it.
It's personal. They're the better team. Okay, well, they're going to have to come show us.
And Fred Warner.
Fred Warner, best linebacker in the league.
And his Dre Greenlaw, a top 10 linebacker in the league.
I would say they're the top 2 linebackers in the league. It's not even close. Linebackers, the true linebackers, because, number 11 for the Dallas Cowboys, he's a linebacker, correct?
Skip skips 11 from heaven.
Yeah, 11 from heaven. He's the linebacker, but they line him up as an edge rusher. All right. If we're talking about linebackers per se, the ones that actually play like linebackers, they're the top 2 linebackers in the league. It's not even close. I mean, come and debate it. Tell us who you think are the best linebackers, but these are the top 2 linebackers. We have the best. I mean, we could forget about the best of every position. I mean, we could go down the line, but I think this win was such a satisfying win because we did it on the national stage.
Sunday Night Football, where Cowboys, it's their home.
They play there every other week, pretty much. Every other week. All right. So Niners just came and just whooped them, and I mean, what can you say about, like you were saying about Purdy? I mean, people are still waiting for him to mess up. Well, good luck. And if he messes up, oh well. You know he's playing with house money right now. Okay? If he sucks, well, he's supposed to suck because he's the last pick.
Well,
if he wins, no one's expecting it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
What's going on, and like the more he plays at this level, the more the expectations become higher. So if he has that bad game, well,
he came down to earth or whatever.
Yeah, and then he comes right back. Right, like I feel they're gonna see him play one bad game. I feel they're gonna bash him. I don't think they're gonna be like it's a 7-round.
But here's the thing though. Why are we expecting this team to have a bad game? The only way they have a bad game is players are injured, their leaders are out, the other team, punches them right in the face, right in their jaw, and they just don't fight back. Do I think they could go undefeated? No. I mean, they're gonna stumble.
There's always those games.
There's all those games. Like, we're gonna talk about the Browns. I feel like that's one of those games. However, if Niners play to their potential, stay healthy, and just play to their potential, I don't see no team beating them right now, the way they're playing right now. I mean, just right now. I'm not talking about 10 games from now. Right now. If you put any team in front of them, I think they're just going to beat them. And they're going to beat them convincingly. And I think that's the difference this year. I think I heard someone say they're not leaving no doubt. The last few years, the last 5-6 years under Kyle Shanahan, with the quarterbacks and with the weapons they've had, the only guys they've changed has been CMC, if you think about it, on offense. All right? So it's the same weapons. Let's not get all crazy. Oh, they added all these new weapons. CMC is the only new weapon they had, and this is a great weapon. All right? So what I think is this year, Kyle Shanahan is like saying, you know what? I'm not leaving no doubt. When the time comes, which I thought was going to bite him at the end, was before the half.
Where he started going conservative.
And they just give the ball back to Dallas, which I didn't like that. But, hey, they smacked Dallas. But I think this year, overall, Kyle Shanahan is saying, we're going to come and beat you up on the defensive side. And not just defensive side now. The last few years has been like defense is dominating.
Is carrying Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy G is getting covered.
Jimmy's scoring? I think they were averaging 25, 26, 27, if that, more or less, which is still a lot. However, it was mainly defense, focus on defense,
and they're scoring a lot too. The defense was scoring.
Yeah, so I think this year, they're just not leaving no doubt that we're just that much better, and good luck. And so far, within the first 5 games, that's how it's been. It's been a dominance, and I think it's going to continue. The only way, like I said, I see is Purdy may not have a perfect game, but I think they're so talented that they're still going to win. The only way I see them not winning is like, they lose the turnover battle, which I don't see that happen.
Purdy, he hasn't been turning it over, so if Purdy loses that turnover battle, which we haven't seen yet, and if it comes, it comes, but it's just...
So when they lose, and if they lose, it's going to be because of that. We're going to come back in our show and say, see, we told you guys. They lost because they lost the turnover battle, or they lost because they just didn't, got up for this game, which I don't think they're going to be overseeing any teams this year.
Just putting the ball, like before they make their cuts, he's already putting the ball out.
He's throwing the ball maybe 10 seconds before, they go into their route, which is kind of scary. Like that much. That's how much confidence he has. That's how much connection he has with his wide receivers. That he knows that these guys are going to that route, and so I'm just going to throw it, and I'm just going to let them go get it.
Jimmy G in the past
would wait for them to be open, and then he throws it.
And doesn't really lead them in. Now, Debo is getting the ball in stride. Debo's getting these big plays. Ayuk's getting these big plays. Juwan Jennings is back in the offense as well, which is it's good to see. You know, all these weapons are being used. CMC, you know, he had a touchdown again, 14 straight. Didn't really have a lot of yards, but Jordan Mason, he got used. That's about he had about like 70 yards and a touchdown, 10 carries.
173 yards rushing for the team. I mean,
yeah,
dominance
everywhere. And I want to talk about Lenoir, because Lenoir has been playing good, and people want to trade for Patrick Surtain from the Broncos, which I don't see why we need that when Lenoir is playing at this level. And Charvarius Ward, this secondary, with Ufanga and Gibson, these safeties are playing at a high level. These corners are playing at a high level. The D-line, everybody's just playing at a high level.
They're just playing at such a level that it's just kind of scary. But, you know, their style of play and their style of the way they just go about business is just very quiet. They made a couple noise with this, you know, with the Kittle with the shirt, you know, F Dallas, but that was more of like, this is a rivalry that goes back to like the 1990s, 1980s, 1970s. So they're going to be talking, but it wasn't even the Niners talking, right?
It was Micah.
And they're still talking after this game. So, of course, Niners ain't going to stay quiet, but you know what? It's fine. We're going to continue playing these games. They're going to continue winning, and they're just going to keep just their business as they go. And I think I said a couple episodes ago, or actually last episode, that Niners are not going to be going under the radar, and they're not. They're on the map now. Now, every team they play, they're going to be like, oh, this is our measuring stick. That's what Dallas wanted. Oh, this is our measuring stick. So these teams are going to come out and just play so hard and prove to themselves, this is where we need to be. So that's why each game is going to be that much important. So this is, you know, now heading to, you know.
Yeah, speaking of defenses, this defense, you know, I'd say is very good defense, which their offense hasn't really been doing anything because, you know, Deshaun Watson is out. Nick Chubb is out for the year, so the offense is kind of stagnant right now, but this defense is really good, especially with Myles Garrett.
Yeah. You
know, rushing the passer, it's a very good
defense. They're not allowing, I saw their stats, they're not allowing too many yards on the passing, and they're not allowing many yards on rushing. Actually, they're very similar to us. However,
the offense is very different. That's where Dallas, you know, that's where the mistake was. They thought the defense was going to carry, get them touchdowns, get them points, you know, get the turnover so they can be in the red zone right away and score the ball, which that's not going to work.
So this is an East Coast game, right? So the Browns, I mean, anytime you go on the East Coast, it's not easy. We already won in Pittsburgh. We actually smashed that team. And I think Pittsburgh is much better than Cleveland. But this is another week. It's a 10 o'clock game, so everything's going to be on the Cleveland advantage. However, and it's going to be a rainy game, you mentioned, I think?
Yeah, a little bit of rain.
A little bit of rain, so it might be slippery. So maybe the scoring, it's not going to be that high. However, I feel that at the end of the day, when you're better than any team, when you're better than anybody, at the end of the day, it may be starting slow. At the end of the day, you're just going to take off and just separate yourself from them. So I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I feel that Purdy may not have the, if it's rainy and it's slippery, he may not have the greatest throwing game.
But if it's just drizzling, I see them airing it out.
Yeah, of course. But if it's, you know, wet and it's like hard to throw, I feel that Purdy may not have that great of a game. However, solid. And then it's one of those things, when it's raining, it might slip. Here comes the interception, you know. So, but I think we're so balanced that even if he's having a bad game, here comes our running game. Okay, and what we're gonna do on defense is gonna suffocate their offense, which their offense is not that great anyways. And I think
Deshaun Watson,
he may not be playing. He's doubtful.
And PJ Walker, he had one good play in the Panthers, and that was the bomb to DJ Moore. That's the only play we can remember from PJ Walker. But
you can never take any of these teams lightly. Like I said, they're gonna be coming.
And he's a running quarterback, so you know the Niners haven't really been like great in the these past few years with running quarterbacks, but with these linebackers, I don't see it being that big of trouble because this team is just, they're fast and they're hitting you as hard as they can.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to be easy, but I feel that Niners pull away from this game. Maybe a little bit slow in the beginning, but I feel they pull away. Niners play to their potential. Niners take care of the ball. They're going to dominate on defense, dominate offense. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing every week. I'm going to be saying the same thing.
Yeah, speaking of defense, we got that trade for Randy Gregory.
Yep.
For a few picks.
He's making his debut.
Veteran minimum. And John Lynch is just...
Supposedly
he's making this happen.
Supposedly he's John Cena. He's John Cena. He's Bosa's backup.
Yeah. So he's going to play outside linebacker too, so the defense is going to look different.
So when Bosa is resting, here he comes. Here comes his replacement, another edge rusher.
The backup D lineman, Drake Jackson, Kevin Gibbons. They have Javon Kinlaw and now Randy Gregory. These backup D linemen can hold it down while Hargrave, Armstead, and Bosa are out, and Clelin Ferrell.
Yep.
While they're resting, they can still go and get sack the quarterback. So that's a huge deal.
Banks is, I think, still limited with practice.
Banks is a beast.
We got to keep an eye on that he may not
left guard.
Yeah, he may not play this game, but I feel it's one of those games that East Coast, if it's raining, it might be that kind of sloppy game. But I think we play to our potential. We're gonna win this game easily.
I just see those deep through the middle play action plays. I see like 3 of those happening, especially in this game where I feel they're gonna run the ball almost 30 times.
I think they're gonna run the ball a lot, and
that's gonna open the play action even more. So I see Kittle having, not as many touchdowns, but
a lot of yards,
like the big chunky yards.
Who do you think is gonna be your breakout player of the day?
I see Debo, since he's a part of the passing and the running game, so I feel he's gonna get the ball a lot. But I feel they're gonna bring back the sweeps. Shanahan is gonna probably dial up a few sweeps for Debo, and he's gonna have them short slants where Ayuk is going deep, and Debo is gonna be he's always on kind of like a short route. So I see Debo getting a big game.
I feel that I think they're gonna go back to heavy running. So I see CMC having a huge game. I think like 150, 2 touchdowns. I think it's just they're hitting all cylinders, and it's crazy that how each week a different person's getting the ball, a different person's breaking out. That's how unselfish this team is, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be surrounded by one player. They have multiple players, and then some players don't even touch the ball, and that's fine because at the end of the day, it's about them winning.
Like Kittle was saying, he might not get a reception this game, but
he got 3 receptions, 50 yards. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he told the reporter, I don't even have to touch the ball. I'll block all day. Whatever it takes for me to win.
And that's championship football right there. That's the difference that this team is compared to all these other teams where A.J. Brown is complaining to his quarterback he's not getting the ball while Kittle is just blocking, and all these players are competing for other players to break out. And
a lot of teams have their number 1 wide receivers crying if they don't touch the ball, but it is what it is. I feel that's what's going to happen.
What about our defensive breakout?
Defender breakout. I think Bosa's going to eat this game. He's been close almost every single game. He got a sack last. I think he's going to add another 2 sacks, and we're going to pressure a lot in the middle. So I think Bosa's going to just show everybody why he was the defensive player of the year. I think it's just maybe he's getting back into shape more and more. You can see it, and you can see it too.
He's the most double team player in the league, and he's getting chipped, and he's still the highest graded NFL player in the league, getting so many pressures, and people just look at, he doesn't have a lot of sacks, and don't realize
that's fine.
That he's getting chipped and double teamed.
Yeah, so, I think he's gonna have a breakout game.
Yeah,
a couple sacks.
Since Randy Gregory's coming in, I feel
he might even get a couple sacks.
More pressures are coming in, so Bosa will have that daylight and then get them sacks.
Yeah.
Mine, I'd say, just like last year. Remember our first game against the Bears, Hufanga? I'd say he's going to be flying this game. In the rain, Hufanga's going to fly. He's going to have a lot of tackles for loss on the run. I see that happening. And I see him getting a pick, too. So,
What's your prediction?
My prediction, I see the Niners winning. I'd say 30 on the dot again. 30 to 10. 30 to 10.
Okay. I see them 2 touchdowns on the ground, a couple touchdowns in the air. I see they hit their minimum, which is 28 as of me. 28 is for me every game. I think they hit the 28 if it's drizzling, if it's wet.
It all depends on the rain. The scores will definitely change.
If it's not,
If it's like a last year Chicago Bears.
If it's not, they're gonna hit another 35 to 40. Browns, because they're at home, I give them at least, I respect 10 to 13.
Yeah, this defense is good, but the offense, guys, as you see in Dallas, if the offense doesn't get first downs,
yeah,
Niners will get short field, they'll score touchdowns, and the defense will get tired, which they get tired, Niners will score again, and the offense won't produce more first downs, and it'll just be the same cycle.
So, 10 to 13 to 28, or if it's not, it's going to be up to, the 35s to 40s if there's no rain. So, another win. But just how sweet it is against the boys.
That was sweet, but got to take care of business this week. Can't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Just because our scores is a blowout doesn't mean,
And they got to rest, which is they got positive.
Yep.
One whole quarter.
Backups were put in. Forgot to mention that backups were put in at the
whole
fourth quarter. Sam Darnold got playing time, and Ty Davis Price got into the game, which glad to see Davis Price getting some.
We intercepted.
Oren Burks got an interception. Kevin Givens getting sacked. My boy Kevin Givens.
Yeah. So.
And it was just a great game, but got to take care of business. Don't take it lightly. This team.
Just put him away.
Defense.
Yeah, put him away early.
Put him away early.
So you could rest even more.
More.
You could be healthier.
And ready for that Monday night game against the Vikings. Yep. So just got to get ready for that. And comment.
Let us know what's up.
Let us know. What are your predictions? What are your takes from last game against the Cowboys? That big win.
Yep.
And just put your predictions in the comments. So let's have another show. See you guys next week. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace.
6-0.